Hey, Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem Rakakwadash. Hey, much mercy to all you sincere brothers out there and all you that are with the Lord in this time, you see. And Shalom to all you haters of the new covenant. I want to grab a couple scriptures. I wanted to grab some scriptures last night to add to what I was going into last night, but I'll just bring them out right now. How the Lord, continue with the lesson I did last night. The Lord, he was always with his men, So like when you go into predestination and different lifetimes, the men of the Lord was always with those men. Like when you go to the scriptures, the Lord was always with all his men. And so it was heavy understanding that is that when you really understand that, then you could have the confidence that when you do what the Lord tell you to do, then you know he's with you. And then that's where the term spiritual power comes from. Hey, what this world has done on another note, what this world has done, and guys, with this truth, they made you look at spiritual power as something like it's carnal. But first of all, spiritual power is something that's not carnal. It's all of the mind. You see, like the strongest X-Men, they were able to like move things with their mind, or they could see with their mind, or they could be telepathic. Those were the strongest mutants. Beats the other mutants that were physically, they could do shit physically. But the strongest ones was the ones that could control shit with their mind. So, you have to keep that in mind and look at it with this truth. Too many guys look at this truth for the carnal because they're carnal. They have to see something. They don't believe. They have to see it first. They have to see a sign. I remember it was one of them videos, these guys, they said they saw chariots, then they started screaming and praising the Lord and shit. Because they seen some chariots. And the thing about that is Esau, they see more chariots than you niggas, man. So this time that we're living in, this is like the worst time, because this is a wicked generation. So they need a sign, because being under Esau, what has happened is that that has really made our people carnal. It has really made them carnal to where they don't really they don't have any trust or no faith like that. You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand that the spirit of Yahweh Shai, when he was on the scene, when the Lord walked the earth, he wasn't on no carnal fucking tip like that. You see, he was in the world, but he wasn't of the world. So like the scribes and the Pharisees, more than like understanding the Lord and this, that, and the third, they needed like a sign or something to see. And so the other thing with Yahweh Shai is, like, he gave you an example of how spiritual power actually works, how to actually walk and be in the spirit. It's something totally of the mind. You see. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read this and I'm gonna go back to First Maccabees, but I want to read this real quick. Matthew chapter 16, verse 1. It says, "The Pharisees also with the Sadducees came tempting, desired that he would show them a sign from heaven." So these guys, they need carnal signs. So that's why, like, the carnal man, these carnal men, they need a carnal sign. So it's like they're not any, like, well, we already know it, but like in the world and in churches and camps, they're not really following the Spirit of the Lord. They're following a carnal sign, a carnal the prestige of men. You know, they're honoring men. That's why the scriptures say they love the praises of men more than they love the praises of the Lord, because they're carnal. They have to always look at something. Matthew 16:2, and he answered and said unto them, "When is it evening, ye say it'll be fair weather, for the sky is red, and in the morning it'll be foul weather today, and the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, you can discern the face of the sky, but ye cannot discern the signs of the time right." So that's just like guys today, like they teach in a way where they're newscasters, like I said. I mean, like, they could tell you like all the shit that's happening in the world, but when it comes to Yahawashi, you see, that's why, you know, you have it's a certain way you could teach this truth without even involving faith or love in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could teach this truth in a way where you're steady bringing out events and prophecy and shit that's happening in the world, and you could bring out the news, and you leave Yahawashi on the back burner. Now, in Matthew 16, right here, the Lord is showing you that these guys are they're carnal. They need a sign. They need something to see to get them a sign that the sky is red, or the this is this, and they see this happening, or this happening, or this happened with this guy, or this celebrity, or this shit is happening in the world. But the Lord said, "But ye cannot discern the signs of the time." Right? We're in a time where guys don't understand that Yahawashi, the covenant, and the true man, Lord, they're here. But what's covering that up is the world. They cover the faces of the judges. So guys really can't discern who's of the Lord, because their focus is on the shit that they see all the fucking time. Therefore, the scriptures and everything have been hijacked by a bunch of carnal motherfuckers. Which, when you're carnal, right, now you're not using the heavier matters of the law, or you're not even using faith, or you're not using love, or none of that. You're using shit of the eyes. So you're discerning with that. That's what you're focused on. So like Yahawashi, and like how we teach, and you know how we break down the scriptures, it has to do with the spirit. It don't have to do with shit of this world. That's why the most important thing is Yahawashi. It's the unseen. See, guys, they don't believe in that because they need a sign to see some shit. That's why Yahawashi was like, you can't discern the times, because the Lord was walking amongst these guys, and they didn't know who he was. They were totally fucking like carnal. They didn't know, like, in the mind. But Yahawashi, he knew their thoughts, because they were thinking on a low fucking level. And so that same attitude of the scribes and the Pharisees, that's what's dominating the word today. There's a bunch of carnal niggas that are teaching shit of the world more than they're really breaking down Yahawashi, because they don't have the mind of Yahawashi to do that. So it takes a special mind to do that. It says, But ye cannot discern the signs of the time. A wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, and there shall be no sign given unto it but the sign of the prophet Jonas. You see that? And he left them and departed. And when the disciples were come to the other side, they had forgotten to take bread. Then Yahushua said unto them, take heed and beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and the Sadducees. You see that? So everybody's always thinking carnal. It says, and they reason among themselves, saying, it is because we have taken no bread. It says, which then Yahushua perceived. He said unto them, O ye of little faith, why reason ye among yourselves, because ye have brought no bread? Do ye not understand? Remember the 5 loaves of the 5,000, and how many baskets ye took up? Neither the 7 loaves for the 1,000, and how many baskets ye took up? How is it? See, they were in a carnal mind. The Lord is heavy, man. It's just heavy. But that's the thing, is like guys' minds is dominated by the carnal and by the flesh. That's why guys are not in the covenant with the Lord, because it's something that they don't fucking see. They need to see some shit. You see? Like, it's heavy. So the mind frame of guys in the world is that realistically they cannot believe in the Lord, but they're teaching the truth. So basically guys don't really have the truth, because they don't have like that faith in the things that are actually unseen to actually believe in the Lord like that. That's why guys are so carnal, because it's like you got guys teaching the word, but then they don't have the faith behind it. It's heavy. It says Matthew 16:11, how is it that ye do not understand that I spake it not to you concerning bread, that ye should beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and the Sadducees? Then understood they how that he bade them not to beware of the leaven of the bread, but the doctrine of the Pharisees and the Sadducees. Right? So you have to beware of the carnal doctrine, the carnal minded doctrine that don't have nothing to do with the spirit. It's their doctrine does have nothing to do with like discerning. It's just a doctrine of like information and things that you could actually see, because there's no faith with the wicked. Like if you're wicked, right, at heart, then you don't have any faith, because your heart is dark. So you can only believe in shit you see. That's why the doctrine guys teach they need to see bodies and shit, or they, it's just a shit of the world, because basically the covenant of Yahushua, it is something that is spiritual. And once you agree with the Lord, then you're agreeing with the spirit. A lot of guys are not in agreement with the spirit because it's not something they could like see or touch. So like they don't agree with it because they don't have any fucking faith. That's why the Lord will be like, oh, ye a little faith. So we live in a time where people, all they do is fucking doubt. They doubt. It's a heavy spirit of doubt that's out here. And when you look at it, when you think about it, That's why the leaders of our people cause men to err, because they have a fucking doubting spirit, and they're pushing that doubt on our people. So guys don't have any faith, and they don't believe in the Lord like that. But it, like, that's why, like, that's what make men false prophets, because it's like the Bible and Yahweh Shai, it is built on faith, and it is built on things you can't fucking see. Now, just like when you go back to the story of Elijah and Elisha, Elisha, he had his understudy, and he opened his understudy's eyes. Elisha prayed to the Lord to open his eyes, Then he could see all the angels and shit. So what you gotta understand is not many people really understand the unseen things that's behind, how can I put it? They don't understand the spirit. They don't really believe in things that they don't see. That's why this world is vanishing away. The ways of this world is vanishing away. So you can't have like that mind of the world where like you're doubting the power of the Lord, or you're doubting the spirit, or you're doubting this and you're doubting that, and that's what this world has taught. And that's why the leaders, the so-called leaders of our people, they're carnal minded. They love the praises of men more than the praises of the Lord. The praises of the Lord, they're in secret. This is Romans 14:23. And he that doubteth is damned if he eat, because he eateth not of faith. For whatsoever is not of faith, it is of sin. Right. So that's why this world is a sinful world. The wages of sin is death. This doubting world. This world doubts themselves. They doubt you. They doubt everything else. Oh, you're not a man of the Lord. You're not this, and you're not that, and they just doubt. It's just doubt. It's no faith. Guys don't even teach faith. It's just doubting and doubting and doubting. Because there's no love in guys' heart. So a lot of guys, they're damned because they're eating without faith. And guys talking about mixing things with faith. Well, guys don't even have no fucking faith. So how you gonna mix something with faith when you don't have any fucking faith? All the faith is in the new covenant. All the love is in the new covenant. That's where the discernment comes from. Therefore, if you could see this thing through the eyes of Yahweh Shai, then you'll have some discernment. That's why not too many people are really going to understand the covenant or Yahweh Shai or the Bible. That's why a lot of guys are blinded. It's not, like I said, it's not because guys are blinded with their two eyes. They're just blinded in the mind because they don't have no fucking faith. You see what I'm saying? So it's heavy. So what they think is more important is shit of the world that they can see. News articles, and this shit is happening in the world. But the most important things are the unseen things, and the things what the Lord was speaking about. That's what a real power is. That's where you get the X-Men from. Like I say, the most powerful mutants were the ones that can move things with their mind. So it wasn't something. This ain't something where you always gotta see it all the time. It's like you gotta be able to feel a spirit. And guys are blinded because they can't even see or understand or feel the spirit, because the Lord have darkened their fucking hearts in this last day. So in this dark world, people that control this world are ones with dark hearts and with dark souls, which only believe in the things they see. They don't have faith in the unseen things. When Elisha opened his servant eyes, then he could see all the angels and the chariots and all that. But before that, his servant didn't even have an idea. He was scared. Hebrews 4:2, for unto us was the gospel preached as well as unto them. Right, the gospel, really the gospel is only about the new covenant. It's only about Yahweh Shai, bro. That's what the good news is. Everybody was waiting on the Lord to bring the good news. And so through the Gospels, through those 4 books in the Gospel, through Acts and through the whole New Testament, this puts you in the mind of Yahweh Shai, understanding that the things that are unseen now, this is what really rules. So it puts you on a higher mind, because you're not thinking like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Your gain is in the spirit. Well, you don't have to show everybody. It's like everybody can't understand that. You can't really explain that to people that don't have the eye to see like that, or have the heart. It's just like, hey, if you don't have a heart, how can you explain your heart to somebody that don't have a heart to see? You see, it's heavy. Hebrews 4:2, for unto us was the gospel preached as well as unto them, but the word preached did not profit them, not being mixed with faith in them that heard it. The faith is in the new covenant. The love is in the new covenant. So if you're not following that, then you really don't have any faith and you don't have any love. And that's why the majority of people that are teaching the Bible, it's for some carnal gain. It's for temporary gain. It's for the meat that perish. It's not for the eternal gain, because guys are not of the Lord. So they're looking at this for just something like a quick fix, because guys are full of fucking doubt. Everybody's full of doubt. Everybody's full of unsurety. So I want to go to this real quick. First Maccabees 3:16. And the brother brought out the Maccabees a couple of days ago. But the thing about it is, the men of the Lord, right? When they, like the brother was going into David, and the men of the Lord, for them to do certain type of works, they knew the Lord was with them. So like you only gonna be able to do certain type of works wherein if you know the Lord is with you. That's why this world is full of doubt, because the true men of the Lord, us few brothers, we really know the Lord is with us. It's just something, you're wired a whole different way than other people are. You know what I'm saying? So it's heavy. First Maccabees 3:15. So he made ready to go up. And there were with him a mighty host of the ungodly to help him to be avenged of the children of Israel. And when they came to the going up of Betharam, Judas went forth to meet with him with a small company, who, when they saw the host coming to meet them, said unto Judas, how shall we be able, being so few, to fight against a great multitude so strong, seeing we are ready to faint with fasting all this day? Unto whom Judas answered, it is no hard matter for many to be shut up in the hands of a few, and with the Most High of heaven, with the power of heaven, it is all one to deliver a great multitude or a small company. For the victory of the battle standeth not in the multitude of an host, but strength cometh from heaven. You see? Our strength coming from heaven. And so they knew that. So when you know that, your actions and what you're doing, your work is going to be different. It's not going to be like of the world. It's going to be out of this world. So that's why, like, you see how guys teach. It's just shit about the world. The Lord is not in guys at all. So like, we give you more eyes to actually see, instead of like, when you come over here, we're not going to be talking about shit of the world. It's all about the Lord, because it's like, that's what we believe in, and that's what we know. Like, we know the Lord is with us, you know, like, and we know, like, the Lord is not out there. It's not in the multitude. So the victory of the battle is not in the multitude. Our strength, it comes from heaven. And it don't matter how many is out there. All that matters is that the Lord is with you. But in order to believe that, you got to have some faith. So the men of the Lord that were of the Lord, they had some tremendous faith. Not just to teach shit of the world and to speak of the world, but they had faith that they could do, that they could take down multitudes, because they knew they had the Lord with them. And that's the same thing that David, that's the same spirit David had on before he slew Goliath. That's the same spirit Elijah had before he slew those prophets of Baal. That's the same spirit that Samuel had before he slew Agag to pieces. You see? And that's the same spirit Yahushua had when he came. So now, with that being said, in this time, we're slaying guys in the spirit, because we know that the Lord is with us doing it. And with that, hey, shalom.